Hi, my name is Lara. Welcome to my channel, Inner Goddess Guidance. For those of you who are new, thank you for coming and spending some time with me today. And for those of you who are returning, thank you so much. Today I'm guided to do something a little bit different. I am going to call in spirit and then pull a goddess energy to guide us today, to give us advice or insight into something we might not otherwise be paying attention to. And I am also going to pull from the Carolyn Mace healing cards one healing message, and perhaps we can connect those two. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks. Let's get started. So, first to call in spirit. Excuse me, I had stuff on my invocation. Dear Spirit of the universe, of love and light, please be with us in this time and space as we focus our collective intention on gaining wisdom and guidance for our journey toward healing and self-mastery. We ask for open hearts and minds to receive the messages for our highest and best good in the service of healthy love in all forms with deep gratitude. Thank you. So first from the Goddess Oracle by Amy Sophia Marashinsky and Rana Janto. Spirit, please give us one Goddess Oracle card that can guide us today. Something we should consider or think about. Thank you. There it is. Brigid, inspiration. So I want to make a suggestion today, and that's that while I'm reading the message, you just close your eyes and listen for the message that you need to hear. Just ask that your heart be open, that that you hear what resonates for you, and yeah, try that. Inspiration. Let me come to you through the mists, through the fire, through the plants, through the deep flowing wells with ideas, visions, words, music beyond the tips of your ears. Let me move you, enliven you, stimulate you, till your perspective shifts and your mind, body, spirit explodes. And you are left standing in the wake of what has been revealed, and life feels very sweet. Brigid, which means bright in Celtic triple god, is a Celtic triple goddess of fire. The fire of inspiration, smithcraft, poetry, healing, and divination. Her inspiration was vital to the bards who called upon her freely. Legend says that Brigid was born with a flame reaching out from the top of her head, connecting her with the universe. The new Christian and the old pagan Brigid were merged into Saint Brigid in AD 450. Saint Brigid, daughter of a druid, was a goldsmith and a healer. 19 priestesses, nuns guard her sacred fire in Kildare, Ireland. On the 20th of each month, it is said that she appears and tends it herself. Brigid comes to ignite you with inspiration. Are you feeling a lack of direction, motivation, energy? Has your path gone out of focus, your life become unclear? Are you yearning for something but can't quite put your finger on it? Is it time to nurture wholeness by taking in the sparkle and crackle of inspiration? Bridget says that a life without the fire of inspiration is dull indeed. She further counsels that by allowing inspiration to nurture your life, you become sharper, clearer, and more energetic. Bridget, inspiration. The fire coming out of the top of her head. Twin flame reference. What inspires you? You know, the word inspiration is to breathe in spirit. And so when we get quiet and close our eyes and allow our mind to wander, we play with our imagination, we get in touch with our intuition, that mind wandering can lead to great inspiration. So you might want to try that today, especially if you find yourself lacking in some inspiration or a need for vitality. Just get real quiet. You might yawn, stretch slowly and relax. And then when you're feeling sort of calm and centered and relaxed in your body, just let your mind wander and see what happens. Ask for inspiration. Ask spirit to come in and allow yourself to explore ideas. Beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. And now from the Wisdom for Healing cards from Carolyn Mace. Spirit, please give us one Wisdom for Healing message. You can give us further clarification on Bridget's energy. Oh, that was a lot. There it is. Okay. Oh my goodness. 4 fell out. Well, we'll just use them all. Relinquish control. Today's lesson, identify one person you feel the need to control and think about why that power is so essential to you. What do you fear if your hold is released? Your goal, to recognize how much stress is generated in your body through the need to control someone else. Good advice. See God in all things. Put yourself in slow motion and observe everything and everyone through the lens of, this is sacred and it speaks to me. How does that change your environment? Your goal, to learn the spiritual practice of seeing God in all things, even in the things we don't like. Notice subtle changes. Today's lesson, color is power. Select a color you don't normally wear and introduce that into your wardrobe. This changes the energy in your field, including your sense of self. Your goal, to discover how subtle changes can increase or decrease your comfort level. Putting on a different color. Look, she's wearing like a tie-dye dress. It's true that when I wear colors, they do impact my vibration. Yeah, and yet I chose black today. Kind of funny. Assess your relationship is the last one here. Today's lesson. Identify one dynamic or component of a close relationship that's vital to your emotional and physical health. This is especially important if you're healing and a particular relationship is causing you stress. If your relationship is a healthy union, then celebrate your goal to integrate your relationship into the quality of your life. So since there are 4 messages, my thinking is that maybe somebody needed to hear each one of these, or different people needed to hear them. So there was relinquish control. See if you can release the need to control another person. Notice subtle changes. Try wearing a different color, making a subtle change, and just be aware of how that impacts you. See God in all things. Go through your day and say, I see the sacredness in this moment, in this person, in this event, in this nature. Pay attention. See if you can notice spirit in all things. And then finally, assess your relationship. Identify one dynamic or component of a close relationship. One dynamic. And then it says, it just says, it's especially important if you're healing and a particular relationship is causing you stress. So just think about a relationship. You might close your eyes and bring that relationship to mind. It might be a relationship with a parent or a friend or a family member or your beloved. And identify one dynamic of it, just one. And then just take a look at it mindfully. Ask yourself, how does this dynamic impact the relationship? Is it causing stress? Is it healthy, and should I celebrate it and find gratitude for that? So those are great messages for today. And actually, and going back to Bridget, inspiration, it mentioned in the message about getting quiet or asking for inspiration, letting the ideas flow, letting them come. And I think that in regards to all four of these messages, that if you were to try a practice today of, I would call it sort of a self-guided meditation. Get really relaxed, ask for spirit to come and provide you some inspiration, some messages, some thoughts that will be helpful to you, insights, and then about these issues about control. Just sit with that for a little while. Who am I controlling, and how does that impact me, and can I let go of the control of that? Noticing the subtle changes. Again, what colors do I choose to wear regularly? What color could I add in that might be lovely? And let your mind explore that option. The seeing God in all things, you might want to just ask yourself, where is it hard for me to see God? And then can I find God in that moment? We're going through a lot of tough situations in the world, and in the United States in particular, but in, of course, many, many places. And it's hard to see God sometimes when we are seeing the negative and we are seeing, quote unquote, the evil, the destruction, the conflict. But that's when things are ripe. The potential exists for more beauty and more compassion and more helping. And so if you can shift your mind, what is the lesson here? What are people learning? How are people rising to the occasion? How are they helping each other? You might find, can you see God in all things, especially in even those things that we tend to push away and say, well, God can't be a part of that because it's awful and evil. And then assess your relationship, just look at one component of an important relationship to you and then think about that and allow some thoughts to come about, excuse me, whether that's a helpful dynamic or not a helpful dynamic and how you feel about it. So those are the messages for today. I just want to briefly say that if you would like to join the Facebook group that is doing creating oracle cards as a pathway to healing, please click the link in the description box, and you will just make a request to join, and I would love to have you join us. And that's it for today. Short and sweet. I hope you have a beautiful day. Do some breathing, some relaxing, and then let these things come to mind and see if you can gain some inspiration. Have a wonderful day. May it be inspired. Bye.